Okay, so what I want to show you right now is a little bit about each of the buttons that are right here that you're going to use. EnterHorse is where you're going to enter all the information for your shows. That's where you're going to assign the back numbers and then go in and put your classes with the riders and that kind of stuff. Class draw is pretty much explanatory. That's where you're going to make your draws. Your scoring is going to be where you're going to do your scores. We talked a little bit about the setup. We'll go back in there in just a few minutes, but right now we're going to focus on the reports. So go ahead and click on reports. And there you have a reports for scoring and reports for financials. So in the drop down for the reports for scoring, you'll see the draws, the judges' scores, the placement, the entries, and the show bill. The show bill, that's the part I said you want to check it with your show bill. So go ahead and click on it and launch it once it comes up. And this is the show bill. This is the information that we put in already just a few minutes ago in the setup. So it says class 1, ladies and men, so on and so forth. So just check this, make sure you got all your classes in the right places before you start running your show. The next thing you're going to do is look under the financials, and this is where you're going to get your account summaries, your deposits. All this stuff is pretty much used at towards the end of the show to get all your reports. So that's what's under the reports, and we're going to go now to the EnterHorse. So click on that, picture of the horse, and this is where you're going to do all your entries to enter your horse. So let's choose a horse's name. I'm going to use Little Miss Einstein. So you can type the whole name in, part of the name, and once it comes up, you'll look right here. It's got the owner's name. Make sure that's the same owner as what you have in your on your entry form. Give it a back number. And then the next thing you're going to do is give it a responsible party. That's going to be the person paying the bill. You can develop your own system for this. I do it one way, somebody else might do it another way. So I'll show you how I do it, and you can create your own system. So this particular horse, it has a trainer attached to the horse that shows the horse as well as the owner. So I'm going to put it under the trainer's name. So we'll just say that's Anderson. And then I'm just going to put the owner's name in parentheses, Clark. Okay, so now I want to put the Clark, I want to put them to get messages. So I'm going to click that button, and then I will put their phone number in here. So I'm going to just put a phone number in. It's not going to be a real phone number, but this is where you'd put it in. This is so that they can get messages if they're at the show. If the owner's not there, then just put the rider's phone number in this spot instead of in the next location where you can put it. Then you want to register your horse, so hit register, the entry, and it'll pop up and tell you it's put in there. So now it's time to choose your classes. So we're going to put the horse in ladies and men's. The rider, we're going to choose Anderson again, and hit search, and then I can drop through the drop down button, or I can type in the rider's number and hit enter, and then it'll pop up. Now if you look at the screen, it's showing me that this membership is expired. Pay attention to these pop-ups that come here, because if their membership isn't current, it will let you know. Okay, so here it is telling me Tim's membership's expired, and it's asking me if I want to update the records. If you go ahead and issue a membership at the show, then you can hit yes and then change the expiration date. For this instance, I want to put no, because I don't want to change any of the information, because I want it to come up the next time I add a show and Tim shows to me that I know I have to renew his membership. So I'm just going to click no. Now if you look right here, it's going to show up that he is in a general membership and an adult. Okay, general memberships, if it just says general adult or general youth, those exhibitors cannot show in NRHA classes. They have to have a pro, a non-pro, or a youth membership attached to that word general. So keep an eye on that. So right now, for this instance, we're going to kind of ignore it. We're going to pretend that Tim's membership is a professional adult, and it's going to say general professional adult, and we're going to go ahead and register him for this class. These are all just built-in keys to let you know that, hey, something's wrong with these memberships. So we're going to put him in the men's class and hit update. So now we want to add another class, novice horse. So now we want to switch the rider. So let's say I'm going to ride the horse. Okay, you see how mine says non-pro adult? That's saying that I have a current non-pro membership. And you notice nothing popped up to say my membership was expired. So click yes. And then non-pro classes you want to go in. Open classes. Whatever classes you want to go in, whatever they're eligible for. All right, so I'm going to hit OK. Now, what if come back later and say, oh, wait, I got the wrong rider in there. If you got the wrong rider in, you come right here to registered classes. This shows you pick the class number that they were registered, class number 3, and I didn't want to be in that. I wanted Tim to be riding my horse instead. So here again, it's coming up saying he's expired, and do I want to update the records? So I'm going to tell it no. Update the class, because you can still move on, but I'm going to show you what's going to happen. I'm going to leave Tim in those non-pro. Okay, and what it's telling me is that he's not eligible for these classes. For some reason, there's something wrong. Because he's a general adult, he can't show in those divisions. So you're going to click OK, and it's going to register him anyhow. You can, so when you read that, make yourself a note so you can go back and check that membership. So let me go back to that one and move him out of those non-pros since we know he's not eligible for non-pro. Update the class, and we're still going to get the message because his membership isn't correct. So I know that it's not correct, and we're just going to ignore it right now. All right, so that's how you enter him in the class, and then you continue doing that, so on and so forth. Now, if you want to put Tim to get text messages, to put his phone number in, you're going to click. Let's click on a class right here, and the button box comes up, and you can put the phone number in so they can get messages. Also right here, you can go with who the purse goes to. If the purse goes to the owner, you're going to unclick purse to rider. If it goes to the rider, you're going to click there. So update and update. Update division. Okay, so now we've got him entered in those two classes, class number 1 and class number 3. And we want to go to the next horse in line. So let's do another horse I know I had, and search for him. It says the owner's membership is expired. So update the records. Right now I'm going to put no, because I know this is Tim's horse. We know his membership from the previous screen was expired. So if an owner's membership is not current, it will tell you that. And that's why I wanted to choose this horse, because I knew it was in his name. So we're going to give him a back number of 105. Now we're going to put him as the responsible party. Click here. Now you can put the number in more than once, but they're only going to get one message because it recognizes duplicates. So if you put it in twice, it's okay. So let's go ahead and register him. Horse is registered. And let's put him in his classes. Class number 1. So I'm gonna ride him this time. I'm gonna register, and you see my number showed up right there. And we're going to put ladies, update. And we're going to go to number 3, and now we're going to put Tim back on him. 4, 2, 1, 3, 2. Okay, so I unclicked the message because I don't want it to use my phone over there. Okay, so I want the purse to go to the rider. So hit register. And then we'll put Tim again. And you're going to see another message that says we're going to get a fine if we don't check on this membership. So click OK, and then he's registered. All right. hit event again to go to the next horse. So we're just going to do A and B and search a horse that starts with A and B. So here's one. It's telling my ownership. It's been expired since 2015. I don't want to mess with it, so I'm going to hit OK. And we're going to give this horse 110. And we'll give the Simmons as the responsible party. If we don't have a phone number to put in the messaging system, you just leave that, don't check mark this box. You can leave it blank like that and just register the number. Choose your classes again. We're just going to use 1 and 3 right now. We'll give Tim as the ride. We'll do Robert as the rider this time. We're going to have him ride the horse and men's. And then we're going to go to class 3 and have the same rider, so you don't have to do anything. You just hit register if everything's the same. And we're going to put him here and here. Now it says general adult, as you see. Robert is a professional, so he has not renewed his professional side of his card. His card is a lifetime membership card, so the membership itself, if you were to pull it up. So let's look at that right now. So we're going to go to add member, and we'll type in his number and come up. Okay, so it shows his membership right here. It expires in $29.99, and what it's telling me when it says the general adult, it is a current membership, but it doesn't have the professional on it. So that's why there's a problem with his, and that's why we're going to get the message, because general adults can't show. It has to say pro on there somewhere. So click OK. And like I said, Robert just has not renewed his professional level. So he's registered for those classes. Back to event entry to enter your next horses. Once you've got all the horses entered and you're ready to do your draw, we'll go right here to the draw. And I'm going to take a short break before we go into draw and be right back with you.